Good day, everyone. My name is Jojie Bonalos from One Alpha. Today, my topic is all about coping up with stress. Stress is known to be experienced by everyone, both at work and also their personal lives. If you will ask me what causes stress, it is because of the changes in the world which we cannot control. But what we can control is our emotions, on how we cope with everything around us. Every day we encounter something that gives us stress, and it is on us on how to deal with it. Everyone have different ways of handling emotions. For some people, even the smallest thing can make them stress. For me, every situation has its own situation, or solution rather. Same with stress. We do have our own ways in coping up with it. And there are two kinds of strategies for dealing with stress. It is the reactive and proactive. Reactive is the strategy which is reacting to past or present situation. It is like a response to the stressor, while proactive is the future-oriented way in coping with stressor. This is to prevent or lessen the aggravation of the situation. There are some examples of ways on how to cope up with stress. Number one is make time for your hobbies. This can distract you from the stressor. Do what makes you happy. You can bake a cake or play video games. Release pent-up emotions like sadness, anger, and frustration. You can try to ease your emotions. You can also meditate because meditation is a mental exercise. It can help you concentrate if emotions mix up, and you definitely need to clear out your mind. Disclaiming or getting rid of all the stress you own and relax your mind. For some reasons, escaping is one of the ways to lessen your stress. It is a behavior that attempts to protect yourself from psychological damage. Lastly, is positive appraisal. You should look on the bright side, because every problem there is a solution. In addition, humor is also a good strategy. It can also give you some benefits in relation to mental health. It can minimize stressful experiences, and also, laughing can reduce muscle tensions and increase the flow of oxygen. Personally, small things makes me stress. I overthink a lot, and sometimes I can't decide for an hour or sometimes a day. But what helps me when I'm stressed is humor. I usually watch funny clips to reduce my stress. You can also socialize and gain social support. It can also help you feel relieved. But overall, stress is part of our lives. You can surpass it and be successful. Thank you.
I'm Renry Bartolome, and this is my speech. People need Jesus. I saw video after video of what's happening around the world. Fires completely out of control, destroying everything, taking lives and making thousands of people homeless. Hurricanes, earthquakes, mudslides, flash floods, droughts, heavy rains, pandemic, etc. That is just a handful disasters happening around the world. We live in a world where everything revolves around me. What I feel, what I want, what I need, what is mine, and what offends me. This love of self keeps us so focused on ourselves that we can see to other people. This is the reason why we need Jesus. The world needs Jesus. All the works of Jesus were done for the love of God and then for the love of people because one is connected to the other. When our cup is overflowing with the love of God, love will be pouring out everywhere, all the time, for everybody, and in every situation. The key is Jesus. The key is to love God first. More love, less hate, less fear, less selfishness. We can all walk in love with one another, teaching our kids to do the same so they can have a better future. Let us follow Jesus by loving one another, not judging, not fighting, not thinking that we are always right, but instead, people the way that God sees them. Let us follow Jesus' example by putting God first in our hearts, in our homes, in our jobs, in our situation. And we need Jesus Christ in our lives every day. Once again, I'm Renry Bartolome. Thank you.
Good afternoon, each and everyone. I'm Jomari Carnate. Now, I will present my TED Talk. Agricultural Revolution. Agricultural Revolution explain how farming, shepherding, and anything that involves agriculture changes over time. The Philippines is known for its agricultural products. We are famous for our crops. But then, our desire to catch up with the modern world, the way our farmer managed farm became different. From pag-aararo using carabao to farmer are using a four-wheel tractor. It has a lot of benefits for this modern equipment, and tools using in agriculture save more time, efforts, and it's actually worked twice before. While Industrial Revolution, according to Britannica.com, Industrial Revolution is the process of change from an agrarian and handicraft economy to one dominated by industry and machine manufacturing. In simple words, this is the evolution of how people handle things, like producing the needs and wants of our society. The society is growing this betterment, help manufacturers to provide enough product for the consumers. Yes, it is wonderful how things are done before using our bare hand, yet we can deny that machine can make more to meet the demand of customers.
Good day everyone. My name is Chris de Vera. I will present to you my topic. My topic is all about the poverty. Poverty is about not having enough money to meet basic needs including food, clothing, and shelter. However, poverty is much more than just not having enough money. Is the state of having enough materials, possession, of income for a person's basic needs. Poverty may include social, economic, and political element. Poverty is a state or condition in which a person of community lacks the financial resources and essential for a minimum standard of living. Poverty means that the income level from employment is so low that basic human needs cannot be met. It essential more than the lacks of income and productive resources to ensure sustainable livelihood. Its manifestation include hunger and malnutrition, limited access to education and other basic service, social discrimination, and exclusion, as well as the lack of participation in decision making. What is poverty problem? Inequalities in income distribution and access to productive resources, basic social services, opportunities, and more as a cause for poverty. Groups like women, religious minorities, and Racial minorities are the most vulnerable.
Hi everyone, but first I would like to say that I'm not a smart guy and I'm not good in English. So I hope you understand what I'm saying right now. There are a lot of technologies spreading around the world. There are a lot of different classifications of technologies. Technologies that you can use to communicate. Technologies that you can use to transport. Technologies that you can use for manufacturing or technologies from machines that you could use in harvesting goods and etc. But whenever countries you go, you gonna see a lot of technologies, but not only technologies, it is an advanced technologies. Then there are big question why they had a advanced technologies. Well, maybe the answer is simple. Technologies is one of the bases of how powerful a country and how rich a country, because these technologies are used to protect their state and to provide products for other countries, just like that. And for me, technologies is very helpful because it lessens the time that we need to spend in creating such things and so on. And also, it is very important during this pandemic season because we using technologies like gadgets. Yes, gadgets. Using gadgets during our school. Okay, in our school rather. Sorry, using technologies in our schools because now we're having an online class because we're not allowed going to school right now, and also our parents too. They're using their laptops or computers because they're not allowed to travel or go to their work, so they're what we call this work at home like that. And but also technologies had not only have a good effect, it has also had a bad effect because other people using technologies in crime, like using guns in robbing bank, robbing store like that, and killing others, just like what I watch in YouTube, the his voice and that. And also, you've learned a lot using technologies, like using your cell phones, like watching YouTube because you want to learn something, or searching it on Google, like that. And there's a lot more. And also, that's what I would like to say. And that's all. And thank you. Good day.
Good afternoon to each and everyone. My name is Laurence G. Cesario, standing in front of you to present a TED Talk. My topic is all about primary labor market and secondary labor market. Primary labor market include jobs that provide benefits to workers like high incomes, job security, health insurance, and retirement packages. Primary labor market provide benefits to workers, also provide high incomes. Not just ordinary jobs because they have evidence or paperwork. Also provide medicines for health and provide extra income if you are retiring. This means that they run well and the work they provide is good. Secondary labor market. Secondary labor market jobs provide fewer benefits and include lower level skill jobs and lower level service sector, which means secondary labor market. It provides lower benefits. It also not enough evidence that you are a member of these jobs. This means the jobs that they run well is not good. Primary labor markets. The difference between the two is not too far because the primary labor market is just the opposite of secondary labor market.
Good day everyone, I'm Jojie Barolo and I'm presenting to you my topic. My topic is all about technology addiction. Technology addiction, sometimes called internet addiction. Internet use disorder. Now, that is effortless to text and access the web and social media from almost anywhere. More of us are dependent on communicating via the tiny computers we carry with us. So it's no surprise that health experts are seeing a rise in addictive tendencies that involve technology. Technology includes, of course, video games, cybersex, online pornography, and online gambling, and these addictions are explored in more depth in our sections on addiction.com. Technology addiction and the related and more common theme internet addiction disorder aren't recognized as addictions or disorders in the latest edition of the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. The reference used by healthcare providers to diagnose mental health conditions. That said, internet use gaming disorder, excessive playing of video games, was added to the DSM-5 in 2013 as a condition recommended for further study. Even if addiction to different types of technology isn't yet a recognized disorder on its own, the problem has been on the radar of health professionals since the 1990s. In 1995, Kimberly Young established the Center for Internet Addiction and created the first treatment plan for technology addiction based on cognitive behavioral therapy techniques. That same year, the term internet addiction disorder was coined by psychiatrist Dr. Ivan Goldberg. The way tech addiction is diagnosed can differ from country to country, but surveys in the US and Europe show that between 1.5% and 8.2% of the population suffers from internet addiction. In 2006, researchers at Stanford University School of Medicine conducted a telephone survey that found that 1 of the 8 Americans have at least one possible sign of problematic internet use. Statistics in the US for addictive behavior, especially related to smartphones, texting, and social media, are harder to come by. Technology addiction is recognized as a widespread health problem in other countries, including Australia, China, Japan, India, Italy, and Korea and Taiwan, which have established dedicated clinics to address this growing issue. Like other types of addiction, technology addiction can range from moderate to severe, and some researchers can say that like other addictions, people who use their phones or stay online for many hours a day experience a similar high and also feel withdrawal when cut off. It's not simply the amount of time spent with the digital device that defines an addict, though, but how excessive use adversely affects someone's mental and physical health, daily life, relationships, and academic or job performance.
Good day everyone, I am Darell Bumagat and it's my pleasure to share my thoughts about how media could help our country. Today, considering that we are facing major challenges including pandemic. So, media refers to various means of communication that covers the creation of sharing data, thoughts, career and interface and other shape of expression. by means of ritual communities and system. So, as pandemic goes by, the use of media increase since a lot of people are quarantined on their house. Nearly the quarantine of the population of the world are using the different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, so on and so forth. Social social network field of interaction among people can share information. In media, it's help to support the cause or issue and they are struggling about, and people can also share information and media and demonstrate who they are and what they stand for. Understand that other can go outside and bond with friends, feel more alone because they are not used to our set up today. They feel suffocated and sadness is within them and media makes way you to each person to see and to feel that he's not alone. Now that we are adjusting and we are in a so-called new normal, media also allows us to adapt new normal education so that students will be able to learn even there are pandemic. Media allows us to interact, to grow, get some fulfillment, nature relationship, stay in touch with our loves one even there is a pandemic. It also allows us to participate and feel involved. Without media, ethical, environmental, and political ills, political ills, would have minimal. Moreover, media are utilized to record and collection of memories, development of thought, broadcasting, recording, animing destination, the changing relationship between woman and in innovation is the center of rising areas of technoself considers. That's all. I hope everyone learned something from what I have. Praying for everyone safety. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.